No one knows this unless they lived in Oakville. I was a pizza delivery boy. It wasn't weird, but it was actually, I honestly loved it. Like, pizza delivery boy, honestly, it was the weirdest job. It was the best one, and it was the oddest job, because I would get called up at any moment, even if I was at school. Like, the company would call me and be like, we have a pizza delivery. And like, yeah, it's honestly the funniest job and the oddest job I've ever had. Shout out to Lakeside, because I know the two owners are going to be watching this interview. I just want to thank them, because honestly, it was a chill job. I actually liked it. What's up? It's the 97, and I'm here with PTW. I'm from Oakville, so it's like 40 minutes like out of downtown Toronto. It was nice. Like I like growing up there. I enjoy it. It's quiet. It's a nice escape from downtown. And I lived in Italy for a bit, actually, too. I used to play soccer in Italy when I was, like, 17, so I lived there for, like, half a year, but like, I wouldn't count that as, like, I grew up there or anything, but mostly Oakville my whole life. Soccer was always, like, my number one, like, pastime. I always played soccer. Mostly a lot of sports. That's what I did in my pastime. Okay, everyone who knows me, like, knows in basketball, my favorite athlete is Ray Allen. He played for the Boston Celtics. He was part of the Big Three, so Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and him. So, like, growing up, I was a huge Celtics fan. He was my favorite athlete, definitely. Like, in every sport, I'd say. I had so many. I wanted to be a soccer player, definitely. That was my main goal. Like, that's how I grew up. Like, I always wanted to play soccer, and I actually ended up taking it really seriously when I got older. So yeah, like I've had a lot of ambitions, but my main one, like up until now, is definitely a professional soccer player. A lot of things, but mainly one of my good friends, he introduced me to like the Toronto photography community. So he was getting into it, and then he showed me kind of like he would like show me all the big photographers on Instagram, and I think it was so cool and stuff like that. And then I eventually picked up a camera shortly after. This kind of all was like connected due to I got an injury on my knee. I tore my ACL. I was playing professional soccer in Italy, and then kind of had no pastime while I was healing, so I ended up picking up a camera. Honestly, like I'm so like ambitious. Like I was always raised like that, to be ambitious. So if I'm gonna do something, I want to do it big. I want to try my hardest to really make the most out of it. I do that with everything. I give my 110%. And like when I picked up a camera, I knew like if I'm gonna do this for a long time, I want to give it my all and try my best. Oh, definitely landscape. I wasn't even like big on portraits that I am now, like or even in the music scene. Definitely landscape, because that's what everyone else was doing on Instagram at the time. Like when I first picked up a camera, so that was the only thing I knew. I didn't have much knowledge, and then I gradually taught myself to be more authentic and do what I love. So I kind of mixed my passion for music with my passion for the photos, and ended up doing a lot of music photography. Sharp, definitely sharpness, because that's what I focus on. Clarity too, and symmetry. I always want my subject in the middle, and I want them to be sharp and in focus, and yeah, definitely those three. Old Toronto artists, definitely. That's why I love this city, because we're so collaborative. So some of the first few, Derek Wise, he's part of 88 Glam. I ended up working with him early on. I love working with him. He was still one of my favorite artists. Come Down, so Castro and Fiji. I ended up working with them early on, before I even, like what I would say was, before I was even good, I'd say. Oh, I was huge on video games. GTA. Definitely Grand Theft Auto. Every single one. GTA 1, 2, 3. FIFA, as I'm playing right now. But definitely FIFA, because I was big on soccer. What else? Call of Duty. Definitely like elementary school and high school. Call of Duty. King of Queens, no question. King of Queens is my favorite show. No one knows this, but when I say this to people, they're like, why is that your favorite show? Because not a lot of people know it. A lot of people know Seinfeld, and I guess they compete with like what's the funniest show, but King of Queens, in my opinion, is the funniest show ever made. Like, they can't be touched. That's my favorite show. Like, everyone who knows me knows I watch that show, and I put so many people onto it too. Like, it's like a hidden gem. And it's so funny, I'm hunting right now to get like the HD like Blu-ray version of it. It can't be found anywhere. I'm trying to like order it from Germany or something like that. Like that's how much I love that show. And it's not on Netflix, so definitely I want to get comfortable with them before I like shoot them. Like if I'm doing a one-on-one portrait shoot, like I want to get to know them, get to know what they like. I'm not just gonna put them in a setting and be like, okay, stand here and this is gonna be a good photo. I want to know what they like. So I'll definitely before the shoot I'll like talk with the artist. Even before, I always location scout, and I want the location to fit the artist's vibe, and like I want him to like it, her to like it too. And but if it's concert photography, like you can't really like decide. Like the atmosphere is given to you. You have to make the most of it. I feel like when companies come to you, or like labels or companies or anyone, like I feel like they're coming to you because they like your style, so they want you to bring the style that you have to them. So I'm always going to stay true to myself. Like no matter what company comes to me, I'm always going to bring my style, but obviously you're going to listen to them. Like they're going to tell you what you want, but always stay authentic, stay true to yourself, and bring your style to anyone that comes to you. Like don't let anyone change your style or like control you. That's really important to staying authentic. I think it was an Akon album, to be honest. I still like Akon too, he's a legend. Yeah, it was definitely an Akon album. That was the first one. Oh, yeah, so I released a photo book last year. It's sold out now. I sold like 400 to 500 copies, like worldwide. It's like 90 pages. It's like a wide book, it's huge. It's all my work, like concert photography, portraits, like not a lot of stuff you'd even see on my feed. Like it's really like it took a while to make. It took me like 5 to 6 months to put it all together, and I'm happy I did because it turned out amazing, and it's been sold like to Australia, to Italy, France, all around the US, all around Canada. Like it makes you feel good that like people support you from all around the world. So I think it was like one of the best ideas I've had. So I like strongly recommend, like if you believe in yourself and you're a photographer, to work on a photo book. It's something physical that goes beyond Instagram, because it's like it's not all about Instagram. Instagram is one of the best outlets I think ever invented for photographers to get their work out there, but it's cool to have your work in physical form because you know it'll last forever. It's sentimental. Oh, it's the most stressful process of my life, to be honest. I would think I looked through like 50,000 photos and like picked like the best 200 photos to put in the book. So it was very stressful. I go through like 4 of my hard drives and I'm like a perfectionist, so I need to choose like if it doesn't, like that's why it took 6 months to make, because I would switch pages or take photos out, add photos in, so it was extremely difficult to process. But I would not take back anything. I'd say it was all worth it in the end. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna do. I feel like I have to wait a bit because that book was like all the work since I started up until last year. So that was like 3 to 4 years. So I feel like I'm gonna wait a couple years, maybe next year, the year after, to definitely gather up some better work and do something different. It was my love for music, and it was my love for like the Toronto music scene, and just I wanted to figure out, okay, I'm not going to become a singer or a producer because I'm not strong in that, so how am I going to get involved in the Toronto music scene with something I actually like doing? I transitioned by reaching out to people, which is important, going to events and networking. I always say this, a lot of people DM me asking for advice, like they want to start getting into the Toronto music scene, because it's not the Toronto music scene, the music scene, because it's becoming very popular now in photography that people want to get into music photography and they come to me for advice. And I always tell them network, reach out to people, DM people, because people are always looking for good photos. Think about it, like Instagram's all photo based. People want to brand themselves properly and people want to have their Instagram look good, so you never know who will answer you if you reach out to them. You can even reach out to the biggest artist on the planet. He might get back to you if he likes your work. You'll never know if you never try. No one knows this unless they lived in Oakville. I was a pizza delivery boy. It wasn't weird, but it was actually, I honestly loved it. Like, pizza delivery boy. Honestly, it was the weirdest job. It was the best one, and it was the oddest job, because I would get called up at any moment, even if I was at school. Like, the company would call me and be like, we have a pizza delivery And like, yeah, it's honestly the funniest job and the oddest job I've ever had. Shout out to Lakeside, because I know the two owners are going to be watching this interview. I just want to thank them because honestly, it was a chill job. I actually liked it. I'm not good with names, so I honestly can't answer that question. Like, I'm thinking of movies I've watched and TV shows. I'm thinking who I listen to music. I can't think of anyone.
It's Carrie from King of Queens.
Yeah, that's the best answer. Yes. That's you just answered my question. It's Carrie from King of Queens. That is my childhood crush. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Favorite song, definitely Price on My Head, The Weeknd and Nav. That song is just, yeah, that's my favorite song, no question right now. That's been on repeat. Like, that's just such a good song. 7 West, no questions. 24-hour cafe. I think it's close to Yorkville. It's good food. It's 24 hours because I'd say it's the best spot because I'm always awake. I'm a night owl. Like, I'm not a daytime person. I'm more inspired in the night. I'm up late, and that's when I usually work. That's when I edit or think of new ideas. And whenever I get hungry, 7 West is the go-to. It makes you feel like when you get there, if you go there like 2, 3 a.m., it doesn't feel like 2 a.m. Like, it's always alive. There's always people anytime. So 7 West, definitely. You know what? Honestly, I'd say Sicko Mode. Sicko Mode live in Toronto. That's one of my favorite photos and most iconic moment because I think it was the first time they did it live. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was the first time they did it live, and I captured them both like high-fiving each other, and it was so in focus, and just the framing of it came out so well. So I definitely think that's the most iconic moment. It's the best. Honestly, like, I have no complaints. Like who I was with and what I was doing, I have no complaints. It all went perfectly. It all went smoothly. It's definitely one of the best experiences I've had as a photographer, and one of the best life experiences I've had because you learn how to live on your own. You learn how to stay disciplined, and it's a full-time job. It's each day is a show or a day off, and you have to, as a photographer, you need to be on point. You need to be ready. Each night is like I'd say you have to perform each night. Like, you have to give it your all. Like, who I was with, it was an amazing time. So I have no complaints. It was one of the best experiences of my life. Definitely The Weeknd, because The Weeknd's my favorite artist of all time. There's no question. I just think he's one of the most talented people. So definitely I'd love to capture more shots of him. I actually photographed one of his shows in Toronto, so it was a blessing. And yeah, definitely I'd like to capture more shots of him performing. He's a legend. Ellie, Vision Ellie, well, now known as Ellie, he's my biggest inspiration. I wouldn't say only inspiration, but the main inspiration to what I do. Like, I feel like his photos stand out, and he's just gifted, and he's inspired me so authentic with his landscape, his portraits, his music photography. It's all amazing, and he's definitely been my inspiration since day one. Definitely proving to people that I can do this full time and that this is legit, because a lot of people, I bet a lot of people can relate to this. Like, when you're coming up, not a lot of people believe in you, and it is an obstacle, because when no one believes in you, it's very difficult to believe in yourself. But I always say this, I tell a lot of people, always believe in yourself when no one else does. Like, if you have a vision and not a lot of people share that vision, then that doesn't matter. Like, if you believe in it, chase it, and it might be worth it. It's better than not trying and then looking back when you're older and saying, wow, I should have done this, when it's too late. There's so many things I want to do. Direct music videos. I feel like I have a good vision for how I can make music videos, like, cinematic and cool. Even film music videos. Do more album covers, get into design, learn some more design stuff. I just want to be an all-around creative, talented person. Photography is one medium, but I want to expand, definitely, and just become, try everything. But definitely my next venture, I want to do some video stuff. I'm telling you now, no matter what age you are, this is the best advice I have. Just go, if you have a dream and you want to do something, go try it now, because don't look back when you're older and say, I should have tried this, because it's the worst feeling. I've had a feeling where I felt like I should have done this, and there's no worse feeling. Nothing can amount to the feeling of regretting something. So no matter what you want to try, even if it's even if you think you're never going to achieve it, do it, because you actually might achieve it. The universe works in weird ways, and definitely try what you want to do now. No matter what age you are, it's never too late. Like, everyone's young, and age is just a number. So definitely try and do something you love before you die.